you yesterday. Okay, and have you sit easy cross-legged, toes forward, drop down through your inner heels. Got the door open, so hear the birds and the traffic. All right. As you sit quietly, your wrists to your knees. Touch your fingers, don't touch your fingers, whatever you'd like. Close your eyes, relax your jaw and your tongue. And just become aware of how your breath feels. When it comes in, where it goes, how it goes out. Through your nostrils, maybe deep in the base of your throat. All right, when you come to a new inhalation, open your eyes. I'm going to have you bring your arms out and around. Now hold on to, I'll be your mirror image, so hold on to your left wrist with your right hand, and then come over to your right side. If your ribs went backward, could they come forward? And give it a good strong action with this top arm. Using the bottom arm to get that. And inhale, you come back up. We'll change hands, so you hold on to your right wrist with your left hand. Now stretch it up. And see that coming over to your left side. Nice strong stretch through this top side. If your ribs went backward, could they come forward? Ear toward the arm. Inhale, coming back up. All right, we're going to come backward. Your hands come in behind you, fingers pointing towards your hips. Hug your elbows in, lift your collarbones, open up to the base of your neck. You want your lower ribs to come backward so you can lift upward, creating more space in your spine. Use all of your fingers. Get your outer ankle bones off the ground. And open your chest. Lift your breastbone high. Collarbones wide. Can you bring your front hip bones toward one another? Right, then inhale, come back up. We're going to come forward. You're going to walk your sits bones backward. And roll your shoulders around. However this works for you, to keep this high and wide. So you don't want this to happen. You want to keep all of this. You want to feel your lower back opening up. At the end, release the weight of the head. Engage your feet. So pull through the little toe sides of your feet, the outside edges of your feet, towards your knees. Does that make sense? All right, inhale, you come back up. We're going to raise the arms. Okay. Put your other leg in front. Now, stretch it right up. Pull these lower ribs backward. Roll in your collarbones. And so when you're ready, we're going to bring the right hand to the left leg. The left hand comes around behind you. Pull your front hip bones in. You don't want this hip to come forward, this knee to come forward. Use your feet. Push down with both hands. Pull backward with this wrist against the leg. Push down. Are you sitting up? Have you got more weight in your left hip than your right hip? Can you fix that? Shoulder blades are in your back. Collarbones are high and wide. Throat is deep. Relax your mouth. All right, and then come back. And then arms up. All right, so when you're ready, this time we'll bring the left hand to the right leg. The right hand comes in behind close in. So you're not leaning backward or sideways. Now manage your lower ribs. Shoulder blades are down, chin is low, throat is deep. Still working your feet. You bring your front hip bones toward one another to support the front side of the spine. And the internal organs. Keep your chin tucked in. Push down through both arms. And then wait for the exhalation part of your breath. And then coming back around. All right, now we're going to come onto hands and knees. We're going to do cat-cow. So line up your hands. Line up your knees. Pull your lower ribs backward. Hold the base of your breastbone. Widen your toes and your fingers. When you inhale, you lift your hips and your head. Bring your spine in behind your breastbone. When you exhale, you bring your breastbone in up under the thoracic spine. And you go back and forth as you breathe. Hold the shoulder blades, the tops of your arms back and down. How does it feel? How does your back feel each side of your spine? How's it going? Do you feel the same? Got tightness in one space, more one side than the other? All right, and then child's pose. You want to shift your weight around. You want to curl your wrists. How's your breath? Long and slow, full. Using all the space that your lungs can use. All right. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Have you bend one knee at a time, shift your hips side to side. Tuck your chin. Use all of your fingers, not just the heel of your hand, and you want a space in the palm of your hand. You don't want flat hands, but you don't want flat feet. Bring energy from your little toe, outer side of your foot to the inner side of it. Go backward through your inner heels, backward through your inner knees. Don't lock your knees. As you walk your feet forward and you stand up. I'm going to close the door. All right. We're going to do triangle pose. Now, as you step your feet wide, or you could jump your feet wide, and you bring this hip round, this left hip around. Going to get the arches in your feet. If you pull your legs in underneath you, you'll stand taller. You don't want to push your chest down. And keep this, if you draw a line, pubic bone, navel, breastbone, throat, be a straight up line. Alright, so when you're ready, don't lose your legs, pull them in. And you get all of your thigh muscles to work. Adductors, abductors, quads, hamstrings. Can you feel your hamstrings? Create arches in your feet. So that when you keep all of that strength, when you come out into your triangle pose, you'd like your left side body, your right side body to stay long. You could push down with your right hand. You could keep your left hand on your hip. You could bring your left hand toward the ceiling. You'd like the top of your thigh to stay in line with your foot. So if your hips are going backward, the line of your feet, alignment is really important. If you take your hips backward, your shoulders are going to come forward. And then you don't get the opening in this hip that you're looking for in triangle pose. Now you're breathing. Tuck your chin, deepen your throat, relax your jaw. Stretch your hands away from one another. Widen your elbows. All right, now keep the strength. And inhale, you lift yourself back up. I will come around the other way. Front heel in line with the middle of the back foot maybe. This back foot has a turn. This right foot has a turn. So you get an arch in your feet, you get the outside of your foot to work. Okay, so as you pull your legs in, you pull your arms in, but lengthen your fingers, use your hands, use your toes. All right, so pull your legs in, keep that, so that when you start coming out to your right side, or your left side, excuse me, practice, use this hand, whether you put it on your leg, palm on your leg, back of your hand to your leg, use this arm. If your left waist is short, can you manage your lower ribs still the same? So hold the weight of your head. Now again, you want to keep the top of your front leg in line with your heel. And you modify it however you need to modify it. Got this stiff shoulder today. I'm going to go easy on this shoulder. When you inhale, you come back up, turning your feet round. And roll your shoulders. All right, we're going to do warrior one. And we've done it this way a couple of times. A few weeks ago, when we were still at the studio, I'm going to have you stand near the front edge of your mat and raise your arms without letting your lower ribs fall forward. So we're going to lift the left leg. And then we're going to step this left leg way back. So here you are in warrior one. to show you the importance of both leg. This back leg is really important. You want your knee to be in line with your ankle. You want these hip bones to come around so you're not closing off your lower back, you're opening up your lower back, strengthening your lower front. Forget to breathe. Pull your feet in toward one another. Drop a plumb line from the base of your body. Your legs come in toward that line, both legs. All right, and then inhale, coming back up. Bring that foot forward, bring your arms down. All right, so bring the arms up again. Ankle, hip, armpit, wrist. You bring your right foot up. And you step it way back. Maybe you have to do it a couple times. You would like your hip bones to come round toward the center. You want to hold the base of the breastbone. You don't want your ribs to fall into your kidneys. Maybe you have to use your hands there to feel that. Warrior one. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Keep the base of your throat deep. And then inhale, coming back up. We'll step that foot forward. All right, bend your legs. Hang down over your legs. Release the weight of your head. Move around if you'd like to move around. All right, and then inhale, coming back up. All right. We're going to do side stretch. So it's that same hip position as warrior one. So you're working on prayer pose behind your back. Even if you start way down low here, your lower back, tailbone. Elbows, shoulders come backward, lower ribs come backward. If prayer pose, try it. If it doesn't work, then fold your arms. Now lift your kneecaps again. You're going to pull the energy of your legs in underneath you. The lower ribs come backward. If these front hip bones come in, the lower ribs come backward so that you can lift the weight of your head. You can lift the weight of your thoracic spine. So you're not collapsing into your lumbar. You're not collapsing into the base of your neck. All open spaces. Collarbones are nice and wide. You've got your thighs working, the fronts of your thighs. Lift your kneecaps. Doesn't matter how far you go. It depends on what strength you've got, what flexibility you've got. When you then come forward over your front leg. Abdomen toward the thigh, chest toward the knee. Maybe you have to bend your knee. Maybe you have to bring your hands to it. Maybe you have to rearrange your feet. Get this front big toe to work. Turn your gaze, tuck your chin and turn your gaze toward the top of your right thigh. Got your legs pulled in toward one another. Not only front to back, but from the sides. All right, so use your strength. When you inhale, you come back up. I will come around the other side. So find your base. So you're not in a hurry. You get in a hurry, then you don't know what you're feeling. And this is all about, I've said this before, you should never ever hurt yourself doing yoga because it's about body awareness. It's about knowing what you're doing, what you're feeling, where your movement is and where it's needing work. And so pull your kneecaps up, pull your front hip bones in, pull your lower ribs in, pull your throat in, and you pull your chin in. So that when you come up, you can hold your ribs, you can hold the weight of your head, and your elbows come backward and toward your back foot. Collarbones are high and wide. Turn your thighs in. So that when you come forward over your front leg, it's a tilting of your hips. Your lower back is open, abdomen toward the thigh, chest toward the knee, tuck your chin. Elbows stay away from your front foot. Don't forget to breathe. Arches in your feet. Tuck your chin in. All right, keep all of that strength so that when you inhale and you lift yourself back up, you've got total control of of your movements, of your joints, of your muscles. Shake your arms. We're going to do warrior two to the right. So again, it's not hip square to the front. The angle of this front leg, your right leg, my left one, is what it is, and it won't help to open it. It won't help to crank this hip backward. This is a turn in. So pull your legs in. Again, if you dropped a plumb line from the base of your body, again, pubic bone, navel, breastbone, throat, can that be a straight up line? Look at the shape of your spine, side to side. So shoulder blades are down. When you then pull energy from your right foot, to find, and maybe you want to go a little way. depending on all sorts of different things that you're feeling. Are you still using your feet? Put your arms in. If you're leaning towards your bent leg, could you not lean towards your bent leg? And as you exhale, maybe you ease your way into it some. Depends on what you got going on everywhere. What about the outside of this back foot, the arch of this back foot? What about these front hip bones coming in? And inhale, you come up. We're going to come around the other side. Can you get your front heel in line with the middle of your back foot? Pull your legs in. Pull these front hip bones in. Pull your arms in, not to scrunch them up into your neck, but to strengthen your upper back. When you start bending your left knee, that this leg loses its strength, and you get these quad muscles to it. So in your face, and you turn to look at your longest finger of this hand, it's called Drishti. And as you stay, as you speak, more flexible, more strength, you'll deepen into it some. Your knee to be, the outer knee to be open of your ankle bone. Long, slow breaths. Don't work so hard that you huff and puff. And then when you inhale, push with your feet, come back up, turn them around. We're going to come into a forward bend. If your heels were against the wall, could your hips stay against the wall? Hold your shoulder back, bring your front hip bones in. And sometimes you have to do it both ways, like let the hip bones, let your lower back collapse. Don't do anything with your abdomen. And then hug those front hip bones in, see what happens. Yeah? All right, so we're going to, again, keeping your hips in line with your feet. Bring your hands further forward, let your ears come down toward the line of yours. You're going to push with your hands or pull with your hands. You want your shoulder blades to stay in your back. Are you still got the front hip bones working, your inner thighs, your knees, your inner ankles, heels turning backward? Now bring your hands back toward the line of your feet. Keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. You happy with your feet? You happy with your breath? You happy with how it feels? Feels good. All right. And then as you bring your weight forward, see about jumping your feet back and then coming up. All right, we're going to do tree pose. So whichever leg you're going to do first. And maybe your toes stay on the ground. Can you point these toes straight down? Good for your ankle and your knee. Front hip bones. When you bring your hands into prayer pose, can you bring your wrists down toward the line of your elbows? Relax your elbows, relax your shoulders. When ready to inhale, you bring your arms out and around and up. When you exhale, you bring your hands together above the crown of your head. Distracted. Widen your elbows. When you inhale, stretching it right up. When you exhale, push your hands back through, coming into prayer. We'll do the other side. And you get your toes to point down, keep your front hip bones to come in. Your knee might be forward. Don't try to crank through the pelvic bones to get the thigh, to get the hip socket opened up. That's a different action. Press into your heel. Hands in prayer. Relax your throat. If you're going to bring your arms out and around and up, stretch your fingers. Take the end of your longest fingers higher and higher and higher. When you bring your hands together, can you bring your thumbs and your elbows, your lower ribs backward, base of your throat backward. When you inhale, stretching it right up. When you exhale, coming around, hands coming back. All right. We're going to come into child's pose. Your version of it. We're going to do locust pose. So as you come onto your tummy, and you stretch out your toes, and you stretch out your fingers, and you stretch out the base of your neck. Again, you don't want the buttock muscles to squeeze in. If you were to draw a circle around your hips, it would come down the back and up the front. If you were to draw a circle the other way, it would come from your lower back around to your lower front. Easy to talk about. The base of your ribs, the base of your neck. Deepen your throat, hold your shoulders back, When you're ready, try lifting your head, your chest, maybe your arms and maybe your legs. Widen your toes, widen your fingers, widen your collarbones, deepen your throat, bring the base of your neck backward before you turn your chin. Is there another half inch with your hands, another half inch with your feet? You're breathing? All right, then exhale, come back down. Rest your forehead on your hands as your breath. And, so if you've got back bend, stimulate the glandular system. Important stuff. All right, we're going to do cobra. Hands come back, wherever your elbows stay in. Chin tucks in, widen your toes. If you press the tops of your feet down, get your little toes to work. It'll help you find your calf muscles and your thigh muscles. Front hip bones in, lower back wide. Then keep your chin tucked in, you lift the base of your neck up. The very top of your thoracic spine, the base of your cervical spine. Then if you wanted to turn your gaze forward, hug your elbows in, pull energy backward through your arms. Then as your elbows is coming towards your hips so that your feet work. Still breathing? All right, and then slowly come back down. And rest. We're going to do side plank. You can do forearm side plank. You can do forearm side plank, but same stuff I always talk about. You have to keep this shoulder. You need to be able to lift these lower ribs off the floor, and that means the structure, the integrity of this shoulder. And maybe hips lift off, and maybe they don't lift off. And maybe if you do full arm, your fingers can point away from your hips, but you have to lift these ribs off the ground. Don't forget to breathe. Do any of you want to bend your top leg? Maybe. Bringing the knee backward into the line of your hip. Now you're breathing. All right, and then come back down. We'll go the other way. Now again, important. People go, oh, I've done something to my shoulder at yoga class. So if you're here, or you're here, you have to be able to lift this up, which means this shoulder is engaged. The top of this humerus bone. Again. From your hand to the top of your arm, to this shoulder, to this hand. And again, you want to bend your knee. Front hip bones coming in. You're breathing. All right, and then coming back down. Keep your line on your back. We'll do 3-stage leg lift. But before you stretch your legs out, with your legs bent, your feet on the ground, hip width apart, pull energy from your feet towards your, don't move them, but pull energy from your feet towards your hips. Now pull your front hip bones in. Pull your lower ribs backward if you're not managing them. Now that's the action that you want after you lengthen your legs. Front hip bones. You can bring your hands down here, but you need the tops of your arms to come down. You can bring your arms out sideways. If you had room, you could bring them to the floor above your shoulders, palms up. Now, as you hug your arms in, because it strengthens the muscles of your upper back, and try, don't do anything with your arms. Do you feel your back? When you plunge from your tops of your arms in, do you feel your back? That's what you need. Lower your chin. All right. Modify it if you need to. When you inhale, you raise your legs to 30 degrees. Widen your inner heels a bit. Widen your little toes a bit. Your front hip bones coming in. When you inhale, you bring your feet to 60 degrees. Lower your chin. Don't forget to breathe. When you inhale, you bring your feet toward the ceiling without lifting your hips. Shoulder blades are down in your back. And when you exhale, you come back down to 60 degrees. Widen your inner heels, widen your little toes. And when you exhale, you lower your legs to 30. Are you breathing? Slow and steady. When you exhale, gently bring your legs back down and bend your legs. Now, we're going to bring the right ankle to the left thigh and stretch your back. And as you pull into your right ankle against your left thigh, pull your lower ribs in. We're going to bring the legs out toward the right side. You're using your right leg to bring your left leg across. It's happening in your lower back. So use your right ankle, your right leg to bring your left leg across. Can you turn your right side body in, holding your shoulder blades in your back? And then inhale, coming back up. We'll change legs. So as you pull wide with your left knee, because you're going to use your, when you're ready, when you pull, use your left leg to bring your right leg across to open up your lower back, to get the right hip off the sacrum, stretch your fingers. Okay, can you turn your left side in? Can you turn your left hip bone, your left rib cage in? You're breathing, relax your jaw. Using your left leg to bring your right leg across, inner right knee is coming toward the ground. Inhale, you come back up. We're going to do half bridge. So if it works for you to hold on to your ankles, great, hold on to your ankles. If you want to hold on to the edges of your mat, put yourself in the middle. Again, you could bring your arms out sideways, you could bring them again to the floor above your head. Okay, so again, if you bring energy from your feet, don't move, but from your feet towards your hips, can you feel that it works your hamstrings? Widen your inner heels just a bit. Alright, so again, as you keep that energy of your feet coming in, and you start lifting your hips up, tuck your chin. If you want to bring your hands under your thighs. If you want to hit your legs, your fingers, you can tuck your shoulder blades under more. Keep your face toward the ceiling. And your little fingers toward the floor if you interlace your fingers. Bring your breastbone towards your throat. So get that energy coming from your feet towards your hips. You want the hamstrings to work. All right, and then slowly, from the base of your neck, stretch your spine out as you come back down. And go side to side with your knees. Alright, so upside down. Now, tricky this upside down stuff. You can stop it here and go do your handstand or your headstand or your shoulder stand. Put your legs up the wall for 5. Blood to your brain. And when you've done that and you've come back, we're going to do some seated forward poses. Perhaps a twist to finish it off. Let's do Janus. So bring your right foot in. It's really easy for me to let this left leg roll out, so you want to drop this inner heel. You want to line up your second toe with your knee. And in bringing this right leg back, often the hip goes backward, so you want this hip to come round. And maybe that's all you work on. And again, it depends on, your knee maybe be up, your knee maybe is up here, so you need to sit on a block or a book or a folded blanket. So again, sacrum, the sacrum. And you need the front hip bones to come in. You need this long leg to roll in. Otherwise you pinch this off. And then you end up like a broken record, if I said it 5,000 times. To come forward, you need to open up here. You need to bend your knee. You want to bring your right hand to your left foot or your knee. You want to keep this left hand around behind you. Then bring your left hand forward. Tuck your chin up. If your elbows lift, your elbows and your ears go different directions. So if you lift your elbows, maybe it helps your ears come down. Happens here. We'll change sides. Again, you want your front hip bones, you want to square yourself off to the front. If you, again, look at that line, pubic bone, navel, breastbone, throat. If it's turning this way, you'd like it to turn this way. So you pull the top of this leg backward, you bring this bent leg hip forward. You want your long leg to turn in. You want your foot and your leg to turn in. So, again, maybe start here. If you've got this opened up and you're very strong here to support all of this stuff, then do it. Otherwise, stay here, go slow. Know exactly what you're feeling. Opening up here. So again, maybe bring your left hand to your right foot. It will help you keep that right leg turned in. Maybe you cross it over. Opening up here. You've got your front hip bones coming in. You've got that pubic bone, navel, breastbone turning toward this inner long leg. At the end, you tuck your chin in. So you release the base of your neck. All right, and then come back up. All right. Paschimottanasana. Again, let's see. Your hand, now tighten your hamstrings. It's easy to let your big toes come closer to you than your little toes, but you'd like to get that internal, that rotation from your, across the tops of your feet, from your little toe to your big toe. So again, maybe you're here. Maybe this is how your Paschimottanasana looks. And it has nothing, you have muscle memory, so the last time you did this, your brain and your muscles will remember it, but you may have done some Reiki today, you may have done something that has affected you in a different way, so every time, feel what's going on. You're going to open up the lower back, bring energy this way around through that line, pubic bone, navel, breastbone. Look at your feet. Big toes go away from you. Inner knees, inner thighs go toward the floor. The base of your neck, release the base of your neck. The base of your spine, the base of your neck. Then inhale, coming back up. We're going to lie back. We'll do lumbar roll. If there's a twist that you'd rather do, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, your right leg is long, your left leg is bent. Pull your front hip bones in. When you start bringing your left leg across, did you lose your right foot? Is your right foot helping you at all? Could you get the outside of your right foot to push down, dropping your inner heel down? You want to stretch this left arm out and turn your face that way? Push your right leg again. Get the front of the right thigh to work. Bring your front hip bones in. Can you turn your right lower ribs in toward that center line? Lower your chin. Breathe. All right, then inhale, coming back up. Fix your back. We'll do the other side. So you bring left leg long, right leg bent. When you bring your right leg across, bring your left hand to your right leg, you want to stretch your right arm out and turn your face that way. Left foot. If your inner ankle is collapsed, can you work that inner ankle? Push the outside of your foot, feel the inner ankle on that left foot. Your left thigh, the front of the thigh muscles, press the knee end of your thigh bone against your right foot. Now, bring your front hip bones in and see if you turn your left ribs towards your right ribs. Lower your chin. Alright, then coming back up. Fix your back. We're going to do Shavasana. So, find a comfortable spot. Spread eagle yourself. Chin lower than your forehead. I'm going to open the door again. The sounds of nature. Someone asked if I could do Shavasana for a little bit longer than I've been doing it. please, let me know what you want or what you don't want. All right, so relaxing. Palms up, big toes apart. Work the big toes a lot. Relax your jaw and your tongue, all around your eyes, the outside corners of your eyes, the outside corners of your mouth, skin over your nose and cheekbones, chin low before collarbones open, shoulder blades just a little tucked under, broad hips, wide legs. It's a surrender. Shavasana is why you did all that other stuff. Because had we begun in Shavasana, it would have been great, but it wouldn't have been like this. So, if you have some way that helps you keep track of your breath, do that. Or you go inhaling 1, 2, 3. What's a comfortable count? There's a pause, maybe 1, 2 for your pause. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. Your exhale might be different. Every breath might be different than the one before. So relax. Track of your breath, however that works for you. Feel the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet, you know where they are. Long, slow breaths. Calm your nervous system. Quieten your mind. Stay as long as you want. When you're done, roll onto your right side, rest your head on your arm.